Hello there. I trust you're doing well. And today I thought I'll share with each one of you a very simple message on purpose. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to use this mobile phone here. Well, what is it that we can learn from this mobile phone? Whoever created this phone, they made it for a purpose, right? They had a particular reason for inventing it. And we all know that it was basically to talk to one another, to connect with one another. And over the years, as technology has grown, we've added other things to the phone, and now you can even see me speak through one. Not just that, this phone also has different modes. It's got a silent mode, it's got a general mode, it's got a aeroplane mode, and then a do not disturb mode, and so many other modes that you can put it on. But despite using different modes, the phone still serves the purpose, right? We still do get calls, we still do get messages, and if you miss them, we get notifications. Now, how does that relate to us? Well, God has created each one of us with a purpose. He's created everyone uniquely, but with the purpose of serving Him, of doing His kingdom work, of running for His glory and being a testimony for those of His goodness. And like I mentioned earlier, that this phone has different modes. We also get into different modes during the week. On a Sunday morning, we'd probably be in a loud worshiping mode. And by the time we get to Sunday evening or Monday morning, we become quiet. Some of us will become very, very quiet because it's the start of their work week. And as the days progress, we get into an angry mode, we get into an agitated, irritated, busy mode, and all the different modes that you can think of. We get into those modes. But when you think about it, when we get into these modes, do we still meet the purpose as to why God created us? Like I mentioned earlier, even though you put this phone on a silent mode or even on a vibrate or a do not disturb mode, if you miss the call or if you miss the text, you still get a notification. But when we go on to these different modes, this busy mode, this work mode and quiet mode, are we still serving the purpose as to why God has created us? Have you thought about that? You may think, man, I'm not a very talkative person, I'm not someone who's very social. What I want to tell you today is, regardless of how your personality is, God has made us unique, He has made us differently, but He has put this purpose in each one of us, in every single person there, and He wants us to serve that purpose. Even if you're someone who's very quiet, you can still share the love of God with your friend at work or at school or college in your own way. It doesn't have to be in a very loud and in a very open way. You can still do it in a quiet way, because that is how God has made each one of us. He's made us distinctively to serve others the way that we are. But what do? We forget the very essence of why God created us, and we get completely into these modes that we forget that we were supposed to share the goodness of God with those around us. So today, as I'm sharing this with you, I want to tell you that regardless of what kind of personality you are, or regardless of how your days are during the week or how your modes are during the week, it is important for you to keep in mind that there's a purpose as to why God created you. Jesus says in the last chapter of the Gospel of Matthew to go out to all nations and preach the gospel of His kingdom. And He does not say that only those who are loud and those who are charismatic or those who are very social to do that, or it does not say only those who are leaders to do that. He says that to everyone. He has given that call to everyone. And David puts it in an even more beautiful way in the Psalms 34 verse 1. He writes, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be on my lips. He uses the word continually there. So what he means to say is, don't stop. Keep talking about God's goodness. Keep blessing His name and keep praising Him, regardless of who you are or what mode you are in. So that, my friend, is the message I want to leave with you today. And I just want you to remember that when the creators of this phone, when they created this phone, they had this vision in mind that it should serve the purpose. It should serve whatever purpose or whatever vision they had in mind. And just like that, God has a big purpose for each and every one of us. No matter how low you feel or how discouraged you feel right now, God still has a purpose for you. You know, it is good for us to put ourselves in an aeroplane mode or a do not disturb mode sometimes. Yes, we need that time and we need some time with God alone. But that doesn't mean you put yourself in an aeroplane mode and keep yourself away from everyone, including God as well. So if you're in that state where you've gone away from God as well, I want to tell you, come out of that situation, come out of that mode, and come back to Jesus today, because He's waiting there with arms wide open to welcome you, and get back into that beautiful purpose of why God has created you. So I pray that this will bless you, and I ask you that if it was a blessing to you, to share with those around you, and you have a blessed Christ-centered week ahead. God bless you. Bye-bye.